on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. If you happen to be new around here, my name is Trevor and this is Anna. We are the Delightful Travelers. Make sure to hit subscribe because I think this video is going to be an interesting one, but hopefully fun as well.
So we're taking a little mini break from Naxos. We've come over to Mykonos, and I'm gonna be completely honest here. We never really wanted to come here.
No.
It's never been on our list of Greek islands to visit, but we figured now in low season was the perfect time to come. So for those of you that are just tuning in for the very first time, we have been living in Naxos for about a month now, and it's been really, really quiet there, especially as the season goes on. And if you're wondering what that season is, I'd say right now, if you're planning on coming here, it's gonna look like this from about the mid-October to maybe the second week of November.
So when we say look like this, we actually thought we'd luck out and have this place to ourselves, but we forgot about one thing, you guys. There are cruise ships here. There's actually 3 cruise ships here today. I can't believe they're here this late in the season, and we looked it up online and there's about 12,000 people here right now. And here we were, we thought we were coming over and gonna walk the streets of Mykonos all by ourselves and show you guys what it's like with no tourists. Well, we were so wrong. It is pretty here, isn't it?
It is. You have a beach right here in town. There's a couple of beaches, one like sort of in the main part of the port. I don't know if anyone really swims there because I think there's a lot of boats around, but right here, a really nice beach. For context, it's about 20 degrees today. Quite windy. I would not be in that water, but those kids are brave.
Those kids are. Everywhere we go, we keep running into bigger groups of people, but then we can get away from them over time as well. Yeah, so late in the season, all these people are here. I do wonder what it's going to be like when the cruise ships leave later.
Yeah, so I think you mentioned the schedule earlier. We looked it up. One of them leaves at 2 p.m., which is in like an hour or two.
The big one leaves at 2
It's the big one, so I'm curious if it's going to feel a lot different after that. And another one leaves at 6 p.m. So come the evening time, dinner time,
Yeah.
I bet you it'll be a lot quieter.
If there's any cruisers watching, it's not that we don't like cruisers, you guys. It's just we came here thinking we were going to have this place all to ourselves.
And I'm sure that like 90% of the people that are in the town right now are from a cruise ship.
Oh, 100%. Like, there's mostly American accents is what we're hearing the most, Canadian accents, some from Spain, but we did get here late last night and it was way quieter, so you never know what you're gonna get. Plans don't always go accordingly.
So to get here from Naxos, we took a ferry that took about 45 minutes. It was one of the fast ferries, which means it costs a little bit more, which kind of too bad, but at least you get here really, really fast. I think it was the Sea Jets that we took over here. And by the way, this is a new one for us because we've been to quite a few islands, and you come into the new port of Mykonos. We're currently in the old port. It's quite a walk. I don't even know if you could do it. So they do have a couple of options. One is what we did. We took a sea bus over to the old port. It cost €2 per person. A little bit hard to find. We found the signage wasn't very good, but we did thankfully find it in time before the boat left. I think there also might be buses as well.
So we've been living on Naxos for well over a month, and everybody has told us before we got there, it is the windy island, and we have experienced it for ourselves. But guess what? I can tell you, it's just as windy here in Mykonos. It's extra windy. Hopefully the audio is coming out okay, but just keep that in your mind if you're planning to come here. It's way more windier than we thought it would be.
So you might be wondering, why did we not want to come here and why has it not been on our list? And you might be watching this because you're trying to do research before coming here and wanting to find out a little bit about it.
Yep.
Well, there's a few reasons. We have been to a lot of Greek islands, so I want to put that out there. We have
Like a lot.
Yeah, so we have a fair bit of experience
I would
knowing what
say-
good prices are, knowing what to expect.
Do you think it's close to like 10 islands? Something like
I'd
that?
say it's close to 10 islands.
So we want to say that because we didn't just go to Santorini and now we're here, because those 2 islands that I just mentioned, especially this one and Santorini, are much different than some of the other Greek islands.
Yeah, so I will say, I just want to say first, we have been to Santorini. It's absolutely beautiful. It's very expensive.
Too many people.
Too many people, yes. So now we're coming here, and we'll talk about that in a second, about our thoughts about it. But so many people come here and go Mykonos, Santorini, and that's it, and that's all they experience of Greece, and I don't think you're getting an authentic experience.
No.
So, Mykonos, the reasons we haven't come in the past, one, it's very, very, very expensive.
Extremely. Like, everything is at least 4 times more expensive here than it is on other Greek islands. And now you might say, well, that's because it's beautiful. There's all these white and blue alleys. Well, we can tell you that is This is not the only island where that happens.
Yeah, it's super beautiful here. We've done a little bit of exploring and we'll obviously do more today. So maybe it's slightly more prettier than some of the other ones,
Yeah.
but Naxos, Paros, some other islands also have the white and the
They
blue
do.
and the pretty little alleyways.
I know.
It does exist and they're much more affordable.
Yeah, so imagine those pretty little white and blue alleyways with no people and more affordable prices.
Reason number 2 is that Mykonos is super famous, very well known for its nightlife, and we are absolutely not at all nightlife people. We usually go to eat dinner and then go back to our hotel or apartment. We're never out at bars or clubs. And if you're watching this video to find out about that, sorry, we won't be doing that. I don't even know if there is nightlife this time of year, to be honest.
Now, I don't think. The last thing is the crowds. We hear, especially in the summertime, that this place is beyond jam-packed. And when you get up into the little alleys, which we're going to take you guys there in a minute, they get really tight, and they're already congested here this time of year. And this is in low season. Keep that in mind. So that must take hours to make your way through those alleys back there in high season. All right, into the alleys we go, passing through some boutiques, and look at this, no one already.
I know. It's not too narrow here, but I guarantee you we're going to come upon some places where people just stop and don't move, and then you have to kind of like stand behind them and wait for them to move along or try to be polite and pass them.
Well, here we go. So you can see all the white and the blue right away. So it's that classic Greek look. You can see the laundry. Something about when the laundry's kind of hanging up there.
And I'm not gonna lie, it's so pretty back here, especially when you can get it to yourself. And hopefully as the afternoon goes on, we'll see fewer and fewer people and it'll become even more quaint than it already is.
Oh wow, this might be the most little magical corner in Mykonos.
That we found so far. There's some really, really pretty little corners and great Instagram spots here for sure. A little piece of advice, if you're trying to get to one specific place and you're using Google Maps, it's really confusing. You think you're going down the right street, but then you realize, oh, it's the next one over, and your map is just bouncing around all over the place and can't really track you. So my advice is if you don't have a specific place to be, just randomly walk around because you're gonna come across so many cool spots.
And speaking of Google Maps, let us inform you that not every place updates their listings there, because we went to so many spots and they were not open.
It says they're open, it has their hours, and they've closed sometimes weeks ago for the entire season and never updated their Google listing. So please, if you are a restaurant owner here in Mykonos or another island that closes seasonally, update your listing so you don't send someone walking around trying to find a place that's actually open. From talking to people here, we've also learned that the restaurants kind of work the same way they do in Naxos. Starting basically October 1st, things continuously close. So like one day a bunch of places might close, a week later a bunch of places, and then it sounds like the final week is the first week of November. That week after that first weekend of November, things really start to close down. And it sounds like after that, maybe the only places that are open are the few places that are open all year round.
You guys will probably notice how pretty the streets are here, but I want to show you something. It's not like it looks like it's grout. It's actually just white paint.
It's white paint. It's a really good idea.
It is, and it's not the first place that we've seen
No, most
this
places seem to have this.
We are officially lost right now. We're trying to find some very iconic windmills around here, which is something that everybody does. I'm starting to see people though, so maybe this is the right way. All right, we're back on the coastline, but there's other people here and that cruise ship, huh?
There's definitely a lot of people around. I'm wondering if the cruise schedule was wrong because I think it's almost 2 o'clock. And that's still there, and there's still a load of people around.
This is one of those iconic photo spots right here in Mykonos. All these pretty buildings in the background. People are eating outside. This area is called Little Venice, and we're actually staying here. We'll show you our place a little later.
We have just come up to the iconic windmills here in Mykonos. If you've ever seen a picture from here, which you probably have, you've seen pictures of these because they're probably one of the most photographed things here. They actually date back to the 16th century, and they were built by the Venetians, which won't come as a surprise to anyone that knows any history at all of Greece. It seems like all the castles, everything was always built by the Venetians. So they actually most of them face north. There are 16 in total, and they were primarily used to mill wheat.
Oh, that wind, but the viewpoint up here is actually great. We really didn't think about that on our way up, so it's worth it. You get a double whammy. You get these windmills, the iconic windmills, and you get an amazing view of the town, especially kind of mid to late afternoon when it's all lit up just like that. Well, right now we're walking through Little Venice, and look at this. Look at the waves.
It's really risky. It's wet up there.
All right, let's go for it. Hopefully we don't get wet, but yeah, this is another one of those like kind of iconic things here in Mykonos. So I think we have to go quick. just don't slip on anything. All right.
Made it, didn't get wet.
It did not get wet, but it was a close call
It was
though.
close. So we made the spontaneous decision to stop here by the water in Little Venice and have a beer. Something I will say I do love about Mykonos. There's actually a local craft brewery here. You can go visit it, but it's a little bit outside of town, so we probably won't do it in this video. I just don't know if we have enough time in one day to get all the way out there. But I do love this craft beer here, and it's on tap at a lot of the local restaurants. That's something we didn't find much in Naxos. I mean, I love Greek beer. It's usually very like light lagery style. This is a blonde, and it's brewed right here.
All right, let's talk about the price of this guy. This is a craft beer, remember, right from right here in Mykonos. It's a 0.5, so it's a big guy, and it was €7.50. That's actually not that bad. There are some places just down from here, not too far, when you're kind of right on the water. We're not right on the water right at this moment, where like a local beer is like €12. So it just puts it into perspective. But the craft beer is not too bad at this place. To give you some other ideas on prices, so in Naxos, I've been getting Fredo espressos, let's say, which is a coffee, one of our favorite coffees here, for about €2, €2.20. I got one last night and it was €6. So everything is about 3 to 4 times more expensive than other Greek islands. Another example, the moussaka here is €21. Moussaka is a very like classic, typical Greek style dish. In Naxos, in the touristic area, it's about €10, maybe even €9. And if you go to a really local spot, it's somewhere around €5. So it just goes to show that everything is like tripled or quadrupled in price. Now you probably know that if you're coming to Mykonos, it's known to be expensive, but oh, get ready for the sticker shock. Well, we're gonna take you guys back and show you where we're staying, but look at this place, huh?
It's a very, very cute corner. Again, going back to like these places that you've maybe seen pictures of, I feel like I always see this corner on Instagram. But we happen to be staying right beside it.
I know, it's literally right up these stairs. Welcome to the inside of our place. You can see a nice little kitchen back there. We have a fridge, have an espresso machine, all the things you need. Back this way, there is a bathroom with a full-on stand-up shower. We appreciate that for sure. Of course, there's a vanity and a toilet, and there's a lot more this way. Take a look at this couch. So all the decor in here is very trendy. It's very bohemian. You'll see what I mean as we make our way this way. Take a look at the bed. Look at this decor. And do you hear that hum in the background there? Do you see it? It's what you think it is.
So yes, there is a hot tub, an actual like jacuzzi tub in the middle of this room. It's huge as well. Also, we have an amazing ocean view. We actually had booked just a regular town view, and they upgraded us to this room when we checked in. We actually paid less than €100 per night to stay here this time of year, which is amazing. And we got here and we're like, wow, this room is super cool. And we wondered, it has to be way more in the summertime, and I looked it up. So the first week of August was just the random week that I picked. To stay here, you have to stay a minimum of 2 nights. This particular room was over 800 for 2 nights. €800 for 2 nights.
All right, overall thoughts on Mykonos here. It's been quite the day. We thought we were going out with no tourists at all, and then we came across 3 cruise ships and something like 10 to 12,000 people. So a little bit unexpected. I would expect that in the summer, but not this time of year.
Yeah, but I will say it's super pretty here.
So pretty.
I love the little back alleys. I can't even imagine how busy they would be in the summertime when you get cruise ships plus loads of tourists here already. So it just must be like hard to walk around. But it's so pretty. I don't know. Like, it's a tough one. I'd say come here. Maybe don't spend a great deal of time here. If you are one of the, you're watching this because you're thinking Mykonos, Santorini, our suggestion would be add a 3rd island.
Definitely add a 3rd island. Most people that come to Greece for the first time seem to go to Santorini or Mykonos, and we've been to quite a few islands now, and I just feel like you don't get the real experience. So if you can tack on 1 more island, or pick maybe 2, it depends on your itinerary. I'd probably go with Santorini first because I think it's a little more visually stunning just because of the cliffs, and then tack on another island like Naxos, where we were, or Paros. There's still tourists on those islands, but you really kind of get into the local culture a little bit more. Yeah, definitely.
And then there's also, like, if you can dive further, there's loads of other islands. I think there's like Tinos, there's Theros, there's There's so many different islands around here that you could probably find one with hardly anybody on it.
Yeah, and again, if there's any cruisers watching today, we're happy that you're here and you're supporting tourism. It's just not what we expected to find when we.
I don't know why we didn't account for a cruise ship.
I know.
Multiple cruise ships.
So if you guys got this far in the video and you're wondering who we are, it's Trevor and Anna, delightful travelers. If you're new, click the subscribe button. If you're not new, it's great to see all you guys again. We appreciate all the support all of the time. Extra thanks to patrons and our channel members as well. But from here, we're actually going back to our Greek island home.
This was just a little getaway for us. So if you are new, we have a whole bunch of previous videos from here in Greece, especially on this trip, from Naxos, from Corfu.
Yeah.
And we will have more videos.
Yeah, like on this trip specifically for us, and we say this trip, we've been living on the island of Naxos, which is about 45 minutes away by ferry. So if you want to see what it's like to live on a Greek island, definitely check out this series. And speaking of Naxos, we're actually going back there. We're going back home. Right out in the next video. So you're going to see us there once again soon. And honestly, I'm starting to miss Naxos.
Yeah, I'm glad we're only doing a couple of nights here. It's more than enough to see it. We've checked it off the list. We probably won't come back.
Probably.
You never know.
I doubt we will come back just because there's so many other Greek islands to explore. That's the beauty of Greece and this location.
But I'm super happy to have seen it.
Yes. So thanks again, guys, for watching the video this far, and we'll see you in the next one.
All right, guys, that's it.
From Mykonos, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.